everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sheridan and I'm a first grade teacher. Today's video is going to be my take on the back in the day teacher tag. This tag was actually created by three really awesome YouTubers. Their names are Diary of a Mad Black Teacher. This is Ruth, and her videos are so awesome. Go check them out. I'm actually going to link all of their videos down below in the description box, but it was created by Diary of a Mad Black Teacher, The Emerging Educator, and Naturally Nianni. So definitely go check their videos out at some point. You will definitely enjoy those. So today's video is going to be the back in the day teacher tag. I was watching some of the other YouTubers that took part in this teacher tag, and I was like, wow, this looks like a lot of fun, and I really got to learn more about them while watching their versions of the teacher tag. So I thought, I know, maybe I can jump in and get in on this too, because I have some things I want to share and I want you guys to be able to get to know me better. I know I've been gone from YouTube for a while just because of the stress of the end of the year and not having opportunities to vlog like I had, and I'm going to explain all of that in a separate video. I want to get right into the tag because I have some awesome stuff I want to share with you in my answers to these questions. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. And if I'm looking down, it's because I wrote down some of my answers and I'm reading some of the questions off. So yeah, I'm kind of cheating a little bit, but it's totally cool. All right, so the very first question is just kind of an intro question. It's, what grade do you currently teach, and where did you go to primary, middle, high school, and is it in the same district? So it's actually 3 questions. I currently teach first grade. It's at an elementary school. I actually went to this school when I was in first grade. So when I was in elementary school, I went to 2 elementary schools. I went to one elementary school for kindergarten through 2nd grade, and then my neighborhood got rezoned for another school. Part of the reason for that was because my school was getting so big, the enrollment was getting so large, and so my shoulder just hit that table, sorry. But part of the reason why was that enrollment was getting so big, so they had to move my side of my neighborhood over to another school. So I ended up going to another school for 3rd through 5th grade, but the school that I teach at is the school that I went to for kindergarten through 2nd grade. So it's interesting to think about me being a first grader at that school and me teaching first grade at that school, and that school has not changed very much in it's been like 15, let's see, I'm 24 now, so it's been about, I don't know, like 15 years since I've been in first grade. It might have been longer, I don't know. I'm not really using I'm on summer brain, so I'm not really thinking about math right now, but it's been at least 15 years since I've been in first grade. But yeah, that school has not changed very much, but it's nice to be back and get to serve my old school and to be in the same school district that I went through all kindergarten through 12th grade in is really nice. We're actually the top school district in the state of South Carolina, which is wonderful. So I'm very blessed to be back in I call it my district, because I'm just so proud to be back where I went to school. So yeah, I am still in the same district that I went to school in. So that's really cool. All right, question number 2. Who were your most and least influential teachers? All right, so I have 2 teachers. I couldn't narrow it down. I have 2 teachers for my most influential. One of my most influential teachers was my 3rd grade teacher. Her name was Miss Rogers. Now, she doesn't have that last name anymore. I think she got remarried, and I cannot pronounce her new last name, but I'm just gonna call her Miss Rogers because that's how I know her. Oh my goodness, she was such a wonderful teacher. I'll talk more about my 2nd grade experience when I talk about my least influential teachers. But after having kind of a rough 2nd grade year, it was such a breath of fresh air to be in her class, and to have changed schools and not really know anybody at my new school. It was nice to have a really nice teacher who was very hands-on, very loving, Always found the good in all of her kids. She was very laid back. She was not afraid to be silly. I remember for Halloween, she had the most bizarre Halloween costume. It was kind of like the Joker meets some type of witch, and she did like face paint, she did fake blood, she colored her hair. It was wonderful. She made third grade so much fun. We had different learning groups. Like now, like I know a big thing in school is centers and reading and math groups. She did that. She always checked in to make sure that we were understanding what it was that we were learning. She even had a student teacher that year, and she was really nice too. And she was really engaging. One of the most fun things that we did in third grade was read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, one of my favorite childhood books. And we got to read the book, watch the movie, and then we got to pick our favorite candy, because if you've read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie had to find a golden ticket and a Willy Wonka chocolate bar, and so we got to bring chocolate bars to school one day and we got to eat them, and it was so much fun. And then another fun activity we did in third grade was we read Charlotte's Web. That's one of the last books we read in third grade, and it's another one of my favorite childhood novels. And then they had the county fair in that book, and so we had a county fair in third grade, and I got to pet goats, and I got to hold a chicken, like a real live chicken, not a baby chicken, even though I got to hold one of those there too, but I'm talking about a real live chicken. It was so much fun, and I don't know, and she was just such a loving teacher who was really excited about teaching, and that made me excited about learning. So she was one of the most influential teachers, and she's definitely the type of teacher that I am striving to be, someone who's very loving and someone who just cares about her students. I know that was a long spiel about one of my favorite teachers, but I just love her so much. And I saw her recently at a workshop that I had to go to for first year teachers, and I gave her a big hug, and she remembered who I was. I haven't changed that much in so many years, and you'll see my picture in a minute. But she told me she was so proud of me, and we're friends on Facebook. So she's always seeing what I'm up to nowadays. My other most influential teacher was my 12th grade AP Lit teacher. She was also my teacher cadet teacher. For the same reason, she was just really excited about the content she was teaching. She really fostered my love of classical literature. Have you ever read, and then different books too, like have you ever read The Awakening? It's one of the best books I've ever read. You should definitely check it out. But yeah, like just getting me into liking different types of literature. We read classical novels, we read Victorian novels, and another thing was she was just another one of those teachers who really wanted to get to know you. So I had her for AP Literature, and I passed that exam, by the way. I think I got a 3. Yeah, I think you had to get a 3 to pass. I passed that exam. And then I also had her for 2 classes that year. I had her for AP Lit, and then I had her for a class called Teacher Cadets. I don't know if they do that program in other states, but basically it's all about, it's about learning about the teaching profession, but you learn about, you learn different character traits, you learn about self-efficacy, self-esteem, and it's not open just to people who want to be teachers. Anybody can do it, like no matter what field you want to go into. But that class is what made me want to become a teacher, because we had to do a field experience, and I did it in another elementary school in the district that I teach in, and just realizing that I can plan lessons and I can reach out to younger kids and work with them, and just that whole atmosphere made me want to be a teacher. So that class made me go from what I originally wanted to be to wanting to be a teacher, and here I am today. But she was just such a wonderful teacher, and I've kept in touch with her. I saw her at a workshop back in November, and I mean, she remembers me. We keep in touch. And it's good that I can keep up with teachers that really have had a big influence in my life, and they get to see what I'm doing, and it makes them proud, and it makes me proud to make them proud. So those are two of my most influential teachers. Least influential. I would have to say my second grade teacher. I don't really remember too much before second grade, and I'm not going to get into too much of why that was a hard year for me, except for that was the year that my parents got divorced, so it was really stressful for me, having to deal with a big life event such as that one. And then like the teacher that I had, I'm trying to see what exactly I actually wrote. The teacher that I had just wasn't really supportive. She wasn't very loving, not very patient, and not the kind of teacher that I want to be. That year was a year that I got bullied a little bit, and that was a tough year for me. And I just don't really have too many good memories of being in second grade, and I don't know, I don't feel like my teacher was very supportive of that. I don't think she really paid attention. And I'm not trying to be all self-centered, because I feel like teachers need to pay attention to the things that their students are going through. And I just don't feel like my teacher was very supportive of what I was going through. And that's not the kind of teacher that I want to be. Now I know I've only done 1 year and I'm still growing, but that's definitely not what I want to do. So yeah, that was my least influential teacher. All right, question number 3. All right, who were your friends or frenemies? I don't remember my first grade friends. Just like I said, I don't really remember too much prior to second grade. But I did keep the same group of friends pretty much through when I was in middle and high school. I kept the same group of friends, and we were all in the same classes for the most part, or we had taken classes together and then continued friendships on beyond that point. And some of them I even still keep in touch with. I know like things happen and we kind of go our separate ways, but yeah, I kept the same friends pretty much through middle and high school, and I keep in touch with some of them. We were in higher level classes, but one thing that I really wanted to do was get to know people outside of just my core classes. So I got involved with orchestra, and I met different people through orchestra. I played the violin and the bass in middle and high school, and it was so much fun. And I was in ROTC in 9th and 10th grade, and that introduced me to some new people too, and I really enjoyed that as well. I don't know, there was one point in my life where I wanted to be in the military, and ROTC really provided that structure and that environment. It was a lot of fun, actually. But I don't have any frenemies. I didn't have any people that I felt like that I needed to compete with. I'm just not that type of person. I get along with everyone, or at least I try to, anyway. All right, question number 4. What was your favorite subject? I had 2. One of them was ELA. I just really liked reading and writing and talking about different books. I wish I could do more of that. It's just when you're a teacher and you're in grad school and you're doing all these other things, you don't really have as much time as you can to free read. But I enjoyed a lot of the books that we read when I was in school. Sorry, that was my camera telling me that I had only a certain amount of time left. But anyway, I enjoyed a lot of the books that I read in school. One of my favorite books is The Outsiders. I read that in 8th grade. It's by S.E. Hinton. It's just such a great story. If you haven't read it, please go read it. Do yourself a favor. It's a wonderful book. But yeah, I liked reading and writing and talking about books and being in a book group. That was a lot of fun to me. My other favorite subject was orchestra. I loved playing instruments. Like I said, I played the violin. I played the violin from 6th grade till the end of 9th grade. And then at the end of 9th grade, I switched to playing the bass because our school didn't have really any bass players. Our school only had one bass player, and I kind of just wanted to challenge myself and learn a new instrument, and I learned how to play the bass within a summer, and I'm so glad I did it. I miss it so much. I don't play it anymore. It's definitely something where if I had the opportunity, I would definitely get back into it because I enjoyed playing the bass a lot. I definitely miss it. But yeah, those were my favorite subjects. Now, my least favorite subject, you're probably going to guess it, but it was math. Math was not, and I'm flipping the page, by the way. I was never a very strong math student. Math used to stress me out. It used to just make me really nervous, give me a lot of anxiety. I was never really good at it. I was lucky to pass math whenever I would get ready to go on to another grade level. My senior year of high school, I did not take in math. I didn't need to. Now, senior year of high school, they recommend that you take one, but that's just a recommendation. If I don't have to, I'm not going to, and I definitely didn't, and that's probably why senior year was so stress-free. It was easy, and at that point, you're just trying to graduate. I really didn't start to understand math, I feel so bad for saying this, until I got to college. The first time, other than like middle school, I did make an A in math in middle school because I think that was pre-algebra? Yeah, that was pre-algebra, so that was pretty easy. I didn't really start to make an A in math until my second year of college. I took just regular algebra, and I don't know, just the way that my college professor explained everything to me it made so much sense. I did really well in all of the quizzes, and I passed the class with an A. And I'm very thankful for that because I just thought I was terrible at math, and I guess it just depends on who your teacher is. And then my final semester of college, I took a geometry-based math class, and that was very, very hard. I don't know how I passed that class with a B, but it was very, very hard. I guess I'm just better with like algebra type stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I was never really a strong math student. It wasn't my favorite subject at all. It was my least favorite. All right. Question number 5. What advice would you give yourself at that age? I took this to mean what advice would I give myself as a first grader? I don't know. Either way, this is something that I would give myself at any age. I put don't rush growing up just because, I think when we're so young, we wish we were older so that we could do whatever we wanted to do. I know that was definitely me. But I think youth and my younger life was a lot simpler, and I just miss the carefree lifestyle of being a kid. I guess that's why I went into teaching so that I could bring out my inner child. I don't know. But I definitely would say don't rush growing up. And then another piece of advice that I said was to be yourself. Being a part of a group, and that's what I mean by being yourself. Being a part of a group was something that I always felt like I was missing when I was younger, and something that I felt like I needed. Like, I never felt like I had friends and everything, don't get me wrong, but I never felt like close to a certain, I don't want to say clique, but I guess that's kind of what I mean. Just because you'll see people in school who hang out with the same people all of the time, and they're still like best friends, and I never felt that. But that as I got older, that I realized that I don't need that, and that turned out to be a good thing because I'm definitely okay with kind of doing my own thing and getting to know different people. I can get along with anyone. At least I feel like I can. I think it's good to not limit yourself to one group. I mean, yes, you have your group of friends, but don't feel like you need to do all of the same things that they do. Be yourself and put yourself out there. I'm still learning how to do that, and I feel like I've gotten a lot better with that as time has passed. But yeah, Don't rush to grow up, and just be yourself. It's the best thing you can be. That sounds cliche, but I think that's a really important skill that I wish I had realized when I was younger. Okay. Question number 6. What was your personality like at this age? Has your personality changed? I was very introverted. I still kind of am, so I guess my personality hasn't changed all that much. When I was younger, I was very, very quiet. I did not speak unless you spoke to me. I did not volunteer any answers unless I was called on. And I did not volunteer to present any presentations or projects. I would never be the first. I never wanted to be first. I would always want to go somewhere in the middle. I never wanted to be last because, I don't know, I just don't like being last to do anything, but I definitely did not want to be first because I don't want that pressure. As I moved through college, that kind of has gone away a little bit. I mean, I still feel like I'm definitely introverted. And if you can't tell, you should see me in real life. But I feel like that has gone down a little more. I think because whenever we were talking about things regarding education in college, that was a topic I was interested in. And if I ever felt like I had something to contribute to the conversation, I definitely spoke up. And and when I was in college, I took classes with a lot of the same people, and so I was comfortable speaking in front of them. And I guess the introvertedness has kind of gone, it's kind of softened a bit. I feel a little more comfortable speaking up in groups and whenever I don't want to. I guess it's changed a little bit. All right, question number 7. What profession did you want to be at that age? Did you want to go to college? What profession did I want to be when I was a first grader? Probably a singer, because I sang in choir, and I guess I was really good at it when I was 6 and 7 years old. I don't remember that much, like I said, but definitely not a teacher. I don't know. That was just never something that I saw myself wanting to be. In middle and high school, I wanted to be a pediatrician. So yeah, I wanted to work with kids, but I wanted to be in that medical atmosphere. I don't know. I know my favorite subject wasn't science, but there were certain topics within biology that I was interested in. And I felt like, maybe I could make a living doing this, but then I took chemistry in 11th grade and I was not great at it at all. That definitely made me not want to be a doctor anymore. Plus, I don't know. I don't want to deal with the hard part of being a doctor. There's hard parts of every job, but there's a lot of hard parts of being a doctor, like delivering bad news and things like that I just don't think I could ever do. So, but luckily, teacher cadets, like I said earlier, in high school kind of solidified my desire to be a teacher. So here I am today, and I'm very glad that I did not go into the medical field. I'm really happy to be a teacher. And yes, I did want to go to college. I don't know. I really like school, and that's why I am in grad school right now. Even though I'm on kind of summer vacation from grad school, I'm taking some classes through my district, just kind of to get some different endorsements. Like I'm taking a gifted and talented class right now, to be a certified gifted and talented instructor. I'm enjoying that class. I'm learning so much. So yeah, I really like school, so college was always going to be in my future. Question number 8. What is something you wish you knew then that you know now? I racked my brain to think of things that I could say to answer this question, and I really didn't know specifically how to answer that question. So I'm just going to tell you something that I wish I had done, that I guess I don't really have the opportunity to do anymore. I wish I had gotten involved in a sport. I was in ROTC. Now that's not really a sport, but it's it's very physical. I had to be able to run a mile in a certain amount of time in order to be able to go to summer leadership school, and I practiced for that, and I eventually made my time so that I could go. I went 2 years in a row, and it was a lot of fun. But that wasn't really a sport. I wish I had gotten involved in a sport. I tried out for a sport in 8th grade. I tried out for softball. I was terrible at it. And then when I got the call that I didn't make the team, I was very sad about it. But I'm actually glad that I didn't play softball, because now that I think about it, I don't know if I would have been all that interested in it. I wish I had gotten involved in like track. I was already running and trying to train to be able to run the mile in a certain amount of time. So I feel like if I had just done track, I feel like I would have done so much better and have had, because of having more practice. But I definitely wish I had gotten involved in a sport. So, you know, don't be afraid. I would tell another piece of advice I would tell myself is just don't be afraid to try new things, just because you never know what you're going to end up liking. But I definitely wish I had gotten involved in a sport. All right, question, well, this one's not really a question. Number 9 says, describe the picture you chose. All right, I'm going to just go ahead and show it to you. I hope it's not too blurry, but this is the picture that I chose. That is me in 1st grade. That picture was not a school picture. I got it taken back. This is back when you could get your pictures taken at Walmart. So that was definitely taken at Walmart through the little portrait, thing they had going on there. They no longer do that, or at least the Walmart that I go to no longer does that. It was Christmas pictures. You can tell by the bow, and then like the bow has Santa in it, and then like the red dress. It's actually a really cute picture. My mom always dressed me and my sister up in bows and cute dresses whenever we would take our pictures, just because you want your professional pictures to be really, really nice. But yes, this was Christmas of my 1st grade year, so that means that this picture was taken in 2000, which was 18 years ago. I'm starting to get hot thinking about that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys can look at it. I really don't think I look all that much different, other than I'm just older, see? Alright, so that's enough of that. Alright, and question number 10, the final question. I'm looking at the time, and I have been talking for 27 minutes. Wow. 27 minutes straight. All of my vlogs are normally clips, but I've been talking for 27 minutes straight. That's crazy. Question number 10. If you had a student like yourself at this age, how would you reach out and connect to them? This is actually a really, really good question, because I think that with a quiet student, because like I said, I was very quiet when I was younger, I think the best thing you can do is to check on them, get to know them, greet them, of course, like you always do, like you always greet your students, and just let them know that you're there if they need anything. But I would definitely try to get to know them, do the best you can to get to know them. Find out what they're interested in. Like for me, I was really into music. I was in choir when I was younger, and I liked singing, and I liked reading different books, and I was involved, like I wasn't involved in any sports or anything like that, but a lot of my teachers noticed that I liked to sing, I liked to read, I liked to write. When I was in 5th grade, my 5th grade English teacher really enjoyed reading my writings, and when I told her I wanted to give them to her, she was like, "Are you serious? You don't want to keep these?" She thought that I had the potential to be a really good writer. So get to know your students, find out what they're interested in, and really try to beef those up, because I feel like they will come around when you are showing that you really appreciate who they are. You are going to do the best that you can to make their school environment feel like a home away from home, and they'll come around. So I didn't really have too much of that in my first class last year, my first year of teaching. So now that I'm saying this, I feel like that's something that I want to make sure that I try to do, just in case I have a student who was like me when I was in 1st grade. just get to know them. I feel like that's the best thing that you can do. Treat them the way you would treat all of your students, but really try to get to know them. Find out what makes them excited, some things that they're excited about. So yeah, this was so much fun. I'm so glad I got to be a part of this. Thank you so much for watching. That's kind of the end of this teacher tag. I'm really glad that I got to be a part of this. I hope that this video helped you to get to know me a little more. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you are already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for your support. I plan to be doing more filming and uploading a little more often now that I'm on summer. And I just have a lot more inspiration about some of the things that I want to do as far as YouTube now. So definitely stay on the lookout. Even hit the bell by the subscribe button so you know, so that you get alerted when I upload a video. Alright guys, I am going to end it here. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and don't forget to watch my other friends' videos. I'm linking their videos at the bottom of in the description bar. So yeah, definitely take a look at those, and I will see you in my next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye guys.